Pop Culture Yearbook. On this show, we pick pieces of pop culture that were important to us in a given year. We then discuss our memories and dig into those movies, albums, shows, and more. I'm Brad.
And I'm Giff.
All right. Well, we're excited. We just got ourselves hyped up before we got on here.
Yes, we did.
It's been a busy week for Giff, but he needs this break here. We got a couple of great movies tonight.
This is a very nice little break from all the home improvement stuff I've got going on. So, yes, always excited to see you. Always excited to dig into our topic for the week. And this is going to be a doozy. We're hitting two topics, kind of.
So we're kind of inspired by the episode we did last month, which was Forrest Gump versus Shawshank.
Yeah.
Now, those are two titans going head to head, and there's a lot of people who compare them and talk about them. These aren't titans tonight, but they are amazing movies in our own estimation. And one of them was a giant hit, so I'm sure most people have seen it. The other one, who knows? I don't know. But if you haven't seen it, it is just a hidden gem of a comedy. It's so good. So The Other Guys, starring Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell, is one of our two movies tonight. And we are going to be comparing it to She's Out of My League, starring Jay Baruchel and Alice Eve, and a host of people who, if we say their names, you're probably not going to know them, but if you saw them on the screen, you're like, I've seen that guy in all kinds of things.
Right.
It's actually a really great cast.
It really is, yeah. There's a lot of good people in there, and we even have a crossover in the cast.
And that's one of our fun categories. So this isn't going to be as serious and important as picking a Best Picture winner. And we're not necessarily trying to say one movie's better than the other tonight, but as a way to get two at once, and we found a lot of comparisons between these two movies. Yeah. Why don't we say why? What was the reason, Gifford, that we initially matched them up? Like, what was the moment in the one movie that kind of made you think of the other one?
Well, these two movies, there's the reveal of the girlfriend or wife to somebody else. And that's what those two scenes to me are always what I think of when I think of these two movies, and it always takes me to the other movie because they're both just phenomenal. I love both of those scenes very, very, very much.
So I really love She's Out of My League. You really love The Other Guys. We both like the other movie too. And so we couldn't really pick. And then it turns out we found even more connections between them too. So this is just going to be a good old fun time.
Right, yeah, we can compare two great movies and tell you, you know what, if you like this one and you don't know the other one as well, go back and watch the other one too. Yeah. I think you'll enjoy both.
So speaking of, we'll start with The Other Guys. What is your memory of this movie and seeing it? Do you have one?
So for either one, really, I would say I watched them on cable. 2010, I got a 1-year-old and a 5-year-old. I'm not going to the movies.
We were.
And if I was going to get out of the house, I wasn't going to go sit in the movie theater. I was going to go hang out with some friends and do a little, some fun stuff. I don't know. I mean, movies are great. Don't get me wrong. And I love movies, but I was going to go do something else than go sit in the movie theater. So I was watching a lot of stuff on Netflix, discs, or on cable. So I would have watched both of these on cable.
I do know that I've seen The Other Guys once before this, but I don't really have hardly any memory of it. It's not one that really stuck with me. I mean, I enjoyed it. There was nothing wrong with it, but it didn't really stick with me. It didn't become one of those, like, I got to see it again, or I remember all these parts in it. But, due to social media and all these things that we go on, I keep hearing buzz about this movie, and it's always brought up as a great comedy. And I see the scene that you referred to often pop up. And so, like, I was really happy to try it again, knowing that I don't really have much of a history with it, knowing that it's probably funny and that I like the people in it and everything, but I don't remember it. So this was almost like watching it new. It wasn't, but it was close to it.
Sure. You're paying a little more attention, because we're doing it for the thing too, so you might be watching it more intently, picking stuff up and, for our categories and stuff tonight.
So it was a big movie. It had a $100 million budget. It made $170 million worldwide. And I'm surprised to see, did you look up the Rotten Tomatoes? Because it's 78% by critics, only 60 by the audience, which floors me.
That's a little strange to me. Yeah.
It's more and more. It seems like every time I look up Rotten Tomatoes lately, it doesn't make sense anymore. It's like people are
Mhm.
overtaking the audience reviews thing and just messing stuff up. But
Mhm.
anyway, it was critically acclaimed. Um, I love Will Ferrell in this as the straight man. I mean, people get sick of him sometimes. Well, this is a little bit different character for him. He's just playing a completely normal, boring idiot, and I love that. But it is one of 5 collaborations he did with Adam McKay, the director,
Yes,
and so they had a thing going on here.
they certainly
What
did.
do you have about the other guys? I don't really have any fun facts. I wanted to share those stats. I figured you might have some fun facts.
Yeah, I got a couple things here. So, like you said, this is the fourth um, Fairley and McKay matchup after Anchorman, Talladega Nights, and Step Brothers, and then Anchorman 2 would come out in 2013. Um, Adam McKay makes a cameo in this as Dirty Mike.
He does.
This is the first McKay film not produced by Judd Apatow, which I found kind of
Oh,
amazing. But they always talk about, Hollywood's, people kind of stick together. And if you're going to get hooked up with somebody in the business, Judd Apatow and Will Ferrell are probably two really good ones to collaborate with,
if you're making comedies
for sure. Right.
and you want to make money.
Um, Ava Mendez loves loves the movie Anchorman. So when she was offered this part, she jumped at it as a chance to work with McKay.
Hmm.
Um, one of the funnier things I found was, of course, one of the characters in this movie is the Prius, and they
And we'll
did
get to that more too later.
we will, and they did some modifications on the different Priuses that they used, and one of the modifications for one of the Priuses was it was fitted with a race engine that was so big that it didn't fit under the hood and they had to put it in the back seat, which kills me because obviously, Prius is, fuel efficient and eco-friendly, and you're putting this massive racing engine in it, which kind of surprises me too, because electric cars, like when you hit the accelerator, it's right now. Like, you really go. It's like
Well,
those little race cars on your track. Like you hit the button and it just,
and before we say too much in trash Priuses,
yeah,
I own 2 Priuses.
nothing wrong with them, right?
I know.
Yeah.
We got an old one for our kids. It looks just like the one in the movie, only not red, different color, but the
hmm
same like year probably. And then we got a brand new one that's actually really sporty and cool now that we have. So, and it's awesome. It's a great
Can
car.
can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Have you ever yelled America while driving it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, just
Not
curious.
yet.
Not yet, but someday you still have them, so you're good. So yeah, that's pretty much what I had for fun facts for the other guys, which is
All
weird
right.
because usually I can find all kinds of stuff, and I didn't write a lot down, and I think maybe because we've done Will Ferrell and McKay, and a lot of the stuff I was finding was kind of similar to what
Yeah,
we've
and
done
I didn't look
already.
too deep this time because we're going to get
Mhm.
into so much stuff as we go.
Right.
But yeah. All right, she's out of my league. This one, I do have a memory of it. So my wife and I saw it in the movie theater, so I did remember that, and I just remember it so well because we loved it. And like, she can be pretty hard to please when it comes to comedies, and she was rolling. And we both just thought it was so good and so funny, and laughed and loved it. And then we watched it again after it came out later, and I've seen it a couple times since. So, and it's been on TV, and I'll catch bits and pieces. And so I have seen it several times and know it quite well. How
Okay.
about you?
So this was one, like I say, I watched it on cable, so I've watched it in pieces many times, but I would say this was probably the second time that I've watched it beginning to end. So I've
Okay.
probably seen it,
So
3,
similar to me in the
4
other movie.
times. Yeah, I'm familiar with it and
You're more
enjoy it.
familiar.
So yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, this one, not as big of a movie, a $20 million budget, but it made almost 50. So
Yeah,
if you
still
compare the
doubled.
percentage, this one 2.5 times its budget,
Mhm.
actually a bigger hit compared to
Yep.
the budget than the other
Yep.
guys was.
Mhm.
57% by critics, so not as acclaimed, but almost the exact same audience score of only 59, which again, I don't get it. These audiences are really harsh.
Yeah.
This one has kind of a unique setting that I like. It's set as TSA agents and in an airport, and I just think that makes it kind of unique and different than a lot of other movies. You don't see that
A
very often.
and it's Pittsburgh, right? Like, Pittsburgh isn't
Yeah,
always.
and it is a Pittsburgh movie, like a lot of scenes, and it was all
Yeah,
filmed in Pittsburgh too. Like,
right. Usually
mhm,
you have New York or LA or, a you know, a Chicago or something for, rom-coms or movies in general. And this one I do like that it's set in Pittsburgh, gives you a little different feel.
mhm. So Molly in this movie is the amazing looking actress,
Mhm.
Alice Eve, and her parents in the movie are played by her real life parents, which I just caught that like last night when I was looking for a few more things. I thought that was kind
Mhm.
of interesting.
Yep,
So not critically acclaimed, but it did get 3 out of 4 stars from both Roger Ebert and Peter Travers of Rolling Stone. So two pretty big critics
yep,
thought this was a very good comedy. And then just one other thing, they in the movie there's 4 guys that are all friends, and so even before we had already picked our topic and stuff we're going to do tonight and for our draft, but they talked about guys who outkick their coverage, which makes sense because that's what the movie's about.
that's what
But
yeah,
that's what we're
a
going
lot
to
of
draft
movies are
tonight
about.
is couples that just don't add up, and it could be
Yeah,
both ways. But
yep,
you outkicked your coverage, and how did you end up together?
exactly. Yeah. So, and the thing is, both of these movies, they're not breaking new ground. They're very formulaic. I mean, you got the rom com, very by the numbers, and the other guys, same thing. It's a buddy cop spoof, I guess you could say that. It'd be a little different, but still very by the numbers again. So it's just the performances are really good in both, and that's I think what kind of
Yes,
stands out.
and it's great casting in both, and that's
Mhm.
what you need to pull this off.
Yep.
Okay, so we ready to start going through them with our categories?
Do we want to do synopses?
Well, our first category is the script.
Yes. Okay.
So we each wrote a synopsis of the movie we picked, and then we'll talk
Mhm.
about which one you think is a tighter script.
Yeah.
So we started with the other guys, so you can go first and tell us your little short synopsis of the other guys.
All right. When two of New York's finest fall in the line of duty, Alan and Terry slowly and half-assedly slip into the role of detectives that actually leave their desks. Alan is a forensic accountant, and Terry has anger issues and regret from shooting Derek Jeter. Alan's attempt to take down a guy for building code violations thrust the two into the world of high finance and securities fraud. As the two uncover clues about the case and each other, they form a real partner's bond and take down the bad guys.
Course, yeah, like you said, formulaic. You know they're going to become friends. They're going to win, but it's great.
Yep.
It's surprises along the way.
Right.
All right, for she's out of my league. And again, I think we should. So you wrote that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're back to or we're not using Google Gemini tonight. We're writing our own shit again.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
She's out of my league is a tale as old as time. The nerdy guy or girl ends up somehow, some way with the girl who seems way out of his league. Kirk, a 5 or a 6, is a downtrodden airport worker who stumbles into the orbit of the hard 10, Molly. And she is a hard 10.
Oof.
While they seemingly shouldn't work, Kirk has just enough charm to keep her around, astounding every one of his friends and family. After the usual hiccups and complications, Kirk and Molly realize they aren't so different after all and settle into a hopefully happy ending.
Yep.
That is, as long as Kirk doesn't prematurely ruin it like he did the first time they were physical.
Yes. And we're throwing no shade in that situation.
Oh God, no!
No. I wouldn't have made it
You
to the
could feel it with him. It's
yeah. I wouldn't have made it to the couch. Let's just be honest. I mean, whew, yeah. So, excellent synopsis.
all right. So putting these two up against each other again, they're both great. We love them both. But if you had to pick a script, which one do you think is the tighter script? Which one do you think, or whatever reason you would say it's a shade ahead of the other one?
On this one, I would probably go with the other guys. I think the story itself, I think the cast here, you've got so many other things that kind of grab your attention, people in the movie that are bigger names and add a little bit more to it. Again, they're both formulaic, and you say tighter script. I think other guys is 3 minutes longer.
Yeah, they're about the
But
same length.
but I would tend to go with the other guys. One of the reasons I kind of went this way is because in She's Out of My League. Um, their time leaps don't seem to make a lot of sense. Like,
Hmm.
we're in hockey season and then it's summer and they're going to a baseball game, but it's only been 10 dates.
Oh,
Like
okay. See, I didn't realize that. That's a very good point.
that was kind of like, well, that doesn't make, and it shouldn't matter, but if I'm going to nitpick because I love them both, I guess I'll
I mean,
nitpick
but
that so I can say one over the other.
we can look at reality, and we have the hockey playoffs going on right now, and the baseball
That's true.
season in full swing, and it's a
That is
beautiful day
true.
here.
Yeah.
So
But
it
I don't think that was
could be
playoff
in May.
hockey. Could have been.
Well,
It could have
probably
been
not,
playoff
but
hockey.
I don't
Yeah.
think it said it was either. It's funny. So you said there's more characters and more things going on. That's actually why I gave a slight nod to She's Out of My League, because
Okay.
while the other guys is great, it's one of those movies. It's not a Judd Apatow movie, you said, but it's kind of
Yep.
like where I feels like there's moments where it tries to do too much. Like there's maybe too many characters. There's too many cameos. There's scenes
Uh-huh.
that can be trimmed. And really, I have no complaints. But if I'm comparing them, it's weird to say the plot, but I feels like She's Out of My League sticks to the plot just a little bit more
Hmm.
tightly, whereas the other guys is trying to make you laugh and it's successful. But so the script itself is just kind of more haphazard. So that's how I
And that could be because,
compare them.
McKay's movies are
Often too
notorious
long.
for the um impromptu or ad-libbing, so
Yes.
maybe that's another reason why, because they were just throwing stuff, at the wall and seeing what sticks. So I could see where you're coming from there.
Yeah. And likewise you. We're not going to have any argument on that one. So
Nope. No.
okay. Well, let's go to the cast. So
Okay.
as you said, the other guys has a long and deep cast. Would you like to go through that and
Yeah.
share as many
So
as you want?
of course we have Alan, played by Will Ferrell. Terry is played by Mark Wahlberg. We have Ava Mendez. We have the American Treasure Michael Keaton, who I think
Yes.
brings just these little drop-ins, which I love. Steve Coogan is great in this, as David Urshon. In the beginning, we've got The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson, which is
Yep.
awesome. I just love how they're on the screen and they're doing their thing, and then all of a sudden they're not there anymore.
Yeah, I
And
was
that,
at first because I didn't remember the movie. I was
Mhm.
thinking they were just going to be like in the opening, and then they were in it for a little while, but
Yep,
then they
about
do
16
disappear.
minutes. Yes, yes, they certainly
So it
do.
was what I thought, but it just took a little more time to get there.
Hmm. Rob Riggle and Damon Wayans Jr. kind of um,
The
they're
foils.
the foil. Thank you, the foils to Alan and Terry on the Force. Um, I always love Bobby Cannavale.
Oh yeah, and
I
which do you
love
know?
that guy.
Did you know that my love Rose Byrne and him have been together for years? They're a couple.
I thought, yeah, I
I think
thought
they're
I knew
not
that. Yeah,
technically married, but they've basically been together for a
yeah.
long time.
Hmm.
So good
There's
for him.
there's a couple that adds up.
Yeah,
Um,
good
and
point.
then I think we had Zoe Lister Jones. I'll mention as the
Yes,
therapist
Life in
because
Pieces. We love her.
she's life in pieces. Um, Rob Hubble
Yep.
has a great scene. And then the last one I'll mention here as our crossover is Lindsay Sloan, who plays Terry's ex, Francine.
Well, if I can continue, I mean, Derek Jeter, you mentioned he is
Oh,
in the movie.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Rob Hubble, you might not know by name, but he's in everything. But Brett
Yeah.
Gelman's another one who's a hilarious big beard actor guy who's in this.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Anne
Christina's
Heche is in
husband.
it.
Yeah.
And one big one you didn't mention, I love Ben Schwartz and everything.
Oh,
John
that's right.
Ralphio.
Yeah, he had just that short little. Yep.
Yep. And then you got at the basketball game, is it the basketball?
Hmm.
Whatever game it's at. Brooke Shields and Rosie
Yeah, basketball
Perez.
game.
And
Yep.
then Tracy Morgan and Ice-T also show up late in it too. So
Hmm.
you got tons of cameos, tons of great people.
Yep.
And they all pretty much do something pretty good while they're in there.
Hmm.
All right. On the side of She's Out of My League, so none of these guys are like big names, but a lot of them,
No.
like I said, you would know. So Jay Baruchel is our main
Hmm.
lead, and he had been in so many things at this time, and just popped up all over the place. But he was in so one of the bigger ones would have been the This Is the End with
Hmm.
Seth Rogen and James Franco and those guys.
And how to train your dragon guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's in lots of stuff. TJ Miller is canceled. He
Yep.
apparently got himself into a lot of trouble just being a horrible person on set, but also sexual assault charges and different things like that. So, which is a real shame because I love
Yeah.
him. He's so funny. And he's the voice and the hair and the face. Again, if you don't know TJ Miller, the second you see him, you know him.
Hmm.
Um, maybe not a big movie, but he was in Yogi Bear. But he's in tons of things.
Yep.
You got Alice Eve, who this was my introduction to Alice Eve. She's
Hmm.
British. She's in several movies, but this is like one of her big, starring roles. She is just a sight to be seen.
Yes, she is.
The two other friends of the main guys are Nate Torrance and Mike Vogel. They're great
Hmm.
in this. Lindsay Sloan, you mentioned, is one of the main girls. And then Kristen Ritter is another big one who, of
Yep.
course, John Ritter's daughter, right? And then she was also in Breaking Bad, tragically.
Yep.
And Don't Trust
Jessica.
the Bee.
Yep. And then she's Jessica Jones in the Jessica Jones
Yeah. So she's a big
TV
one.
show. Hmm.
Hayes MacArthur is a guy that you recognize and know right away. Kyle Bornheimer, he's another
Oh,
one. Again, the name
he's my
probably doesn't
favorite.
help, but he's great.
Oh my god, I love
Um,
that guy.
and then Jessica St. Clair and Jeff Stultz. Again, you're not going to win this category on the name recognition, that's for
Nope.
sure. But you watch the movie and these people are perfect in their roles and they're funny people and they're people that you probably recognize. And so
Yeah.
if
And
you're going for
Hayes Mc
name recognition, there's no contest, but that's
well,
why the
and
budget's
Hayes
100 million to 20 million.
right. And Hayes MacArthur's another one of those guys. I can't tell you all the I this whole cast for the most part, it's like I know them from something and I
Yep.
like them. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
You like
So
them.
they're just great. Did you happen to mention Deborah Jo Rupp? I'm sorry if I
I did not.
if
Oh, is she the mom from that
she's
70s
the
show?
yeah. Yep, and she's the
Yeah.
mom in this.
So she's one you
Um
would recognize too.
oh, for sure. Yep. Andy Daly, he's the supervisor at TSA. And you mentioned Alice Eve's parents are like her parents
Yeah.
in this. So yeah, I name wise you're not gonna win, I don't think, on cast for this, but that doesn't mean that this cast didn't do a phenomenal job.
Right.
So
Okay. So we got to pick one.
mhm.
I will go first this time. I mean, I am going to pick the other guys. And not just because of the name recognition, but specifically Michael Keaton. You got Michael
Yes.
Keaton in your cast. I'm probably going to lean your way anyway.
Mhm.
But this is just, again, there's no point in even picking really because I love both casts. But Michael Keaton's what put me over the top.
Yeah. I'm taking the other guys too. I mean, I love that in this movie, The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson are throwaway characters.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I
do.
mean,
That's
two
fun.
of the biggest names in all of Hollywood, and they're in the first 15, 16 minutes of the movie, and then they're gone.
And like I
So,
said, I also love that Will Ferrell plays this like buttoned up different, he's not your in
mhm,
your face spaz. And
yep,
so that also makes, I think, the casting more interesting to me too, because he's different. He's not exactly what you usually get.
correct. Yeah, he's not Jackie Moon from Semi Pro. You know, he's not this brash, loud, crazy guy. I mean, he was back in the day in college when he
Yeah,
was a
yeah, you
pimp,
get to see it.
but he is very buttoned up, and yeah, that's a nice change for him.
Well, and
So
speaking of that back in the day scene, our next thing is we always like to pick our favorite scenes. So, what
yes,
is with the other guys one of your favorite scenes? Let's just hit on our big ones.
my well, I won't have my first one or my overall one. I'll say that one for a little bit, but um, first off, the opening scene is absolute bonkers in the other guys, right? I mean, you've got them chasing, you got The Rock on the roof of a car, and then they run into a bus, and then they spin the bus so the car comes flying out and into Trump Tower and blows. I mean, that's what a great way to start a movie. Like that's like the beginning of Lethal Weapon 2 with the car chase, right away. Like that was the
Or
first.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, right? Exactly, So action right off the bat. So that was an awesome, awesome scene to start the movie.
So I like it's got some quotes in it too, but when they
Mhm.
kind of first start talking shortly after that, and Mark Wahlberg is trying to like intimidate and put down Will Ferrell, and he's talking about he's a lion, And
Yes.
the response that Will Ferrell gives him, lion tastes good. Let's go get some more
More
lion.
lion.
And then he goes, did that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
Nope. Yeah.
I
And
think
that
it
was all
sets it up well,
improvised.
the relationship, and that even though he's the nerd, like he's not going to back down. Like he's
Yep.
tough. Like he'll back himself up. And so I thought that was really funny because you got your big intimidating Mark Wahlberg and he gets put right back in his place there.
Right. Well, and it's just one of the things that I find so funny about this movie. Like you say, you got Farrell as this buttoned up, quiet guy. Wahlberg is so angry all the time.
And perfect casting, because whether you like or don't like Mark Wahlberg, man, that's the best Mark Wahlberg. He's at a 10 here and he's great.
Yeah. His character here would scare his character in Fear. I mean, as angry as he is, like he's always,
I don't know about that.
He's just pissed at the whole world. It's just, oh God, it's so funny, the two of them. Yeah. And then another great scene in this one is the car chase scene at the end. Again, I mean, this is a good, I mean, they got some really good action scenes.
And it's big budget, so there should be.
Yeah. All right. And that was one of McKay's things, was he wanted to do like a big budget New York, film, and he got to do it. I mean, that's just awesome.
Is it in that scene where they're on the driving range and they're hitting balls at the hell? Yeah, I like that too. So that's part of that same scene.
Exactly. Yeah, with the helicopter and the bikes and the vans and it's all wonderful.
I have two more besides probably the one that we're both going to pick as our favorite of the movie.
Yeah.
I like when they go to the Knicks name and the Mamma Mia and Jersey Boys, and they keep falling for the bribe.
Yes.
He keeps bribing them, and they keep taking the tickets and doing it, and they're too stupid to realize it's a bribe until later. And then they're talking about how great Jersey Boys was, and that's really funny.
Yeah. I'll kind of combine a couple here. I always like the scenes with the hot women and Alan. So, like, we have the flashback to Gator in college, and then we also have the scene where he goes to Christina's place to get the voice message, and of course she wants to jump his bones immediately. Even Hal, her husband, is chasing him out of the house, telling him to have sex with his wife. I mean, he's so buttoned up, and that there's just this stallion, behind those glasses who knows how to, as he put it, break your hip. So, I just love how they just tease that throughout the entire show.
The one other one I have is right at the end when the mom of Eva Mendes has to go back and forth because and she has to deliver messages to her and then Will Ferrell back and forth, but they're all these like intimate, hardcore sex acts and things they want to do. And she's giving them word for word, and she's getting fed up by doing it, and that's funny too.
That's great. Oh, come on, that's not really what she said.
Yeah, she doesn't want to tell him.
Right. Oh my God, that's so funny. Well, and so I think, for me anyway, I'm assuming you are the same way. The scene where Terry meets Sheila
at dinner at his house, yes,
at his house for the first time, is just so funny. He's so incredulous that this woman is married to Alan, because of course Alan plays it off like, come to my house, we'll have dinner, ball and chain. She's, I don't know. He's saying all these kind of derogatory things about his wife. And you look at Alan, you think, okay, yeah, he's not going to have much at home. But then this woman shows up, and that dress she's wearing is really something. Yeah. And it's not only Terry just being dumbfounded, but then it's also these little quips from Alan, like saying how awful she looks, or
putting her down, and none of it makes any sense. But
yes, yeah.
But so that's the scene, of course, that I've seen pop up over and over, like on reels and stuff, and it's like, that looks pretty funny. I should watch a movie again, and so. And it is like the best scene in there. And Mark Wahlberg is great. The way he plays it, he's just so dumbfounded, and the lines are great, and so it's awesome.
Right. And, you see reels, like there's outtakes, there's talking about hip dysplasia and all, how hard they have sex. And so unfortunately that's not in the actual cut of the movie, but, there's great outtakes from these movies to go look online. But yeah, here to me, the great lines is just, "Who are you? Come on, seriously, who is that?
Who
Come
is
on, are you going to tell me who that is?" I mean, he's just he can't get it. Like, and why would you think that that's who Alan's married to?
well, especially with the way he talks about her, like,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. The old ball and chain,
yeah.
you know, you look disgusting. It's awesome.
All right, so she's out of my league. I think again we probably have one scene that we'll maybe save for a minute here.
Yeah. But
One of the earlier ones I like is Kirk and Molly go on one of their first dates and they go bowling, and they've got his friends with them. And there's a little conflict with the guy in the next lane who's upset because he's going to bowl at the same time. And this is one of
yeah,
these serious bowlers that, like, you don't mess with him. And it ends with Stainer, who's TJ Miller,
what a
actually
great
throwing
name.
a bowling ball at him as he bowls in the next lane. That's really funny.
Well, and then what I love after that, he yells at the guy, "What are you going to do, Brunswick?" The fact that he calls, and that's supposed to be a put down. Oh, I just love that line. Yeah, I like the scene. I think their first date when they go to an outdoor restaurant, and Kirk happens to wear a red blazer, so he keeps
Oh, yeah.
getting confused as a waiter. So, like, one guy tries to tip him. We meet Alice Eve's ex-boyfriend who thinks that he's a waiter and takes his seat, and that is, oh god, it's just so funny. I love how they put that in there, and he just goes with it. He just rolls
Yeah.
through,
Well,
and
and he's,
whatever.
again, speaking of casting, he's just so good at it, at that.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to skip to the end. So
Yeah.
there's a lot at the end where, so of course this is a rom-com type situation. So they were
Mhm.
together, and then of course there's a problem. And so then they fall apart, and we got to get them back together. And so all the friends are like trying to help him. And because we're at an airport, like his whole family's going to Branson on a plane together.
Branson
And
bound.
Stainer gets on the plane and he's talking to everybody, but Kirk finally realizes he has to get off the plane. And he gives up and he gives this big speech about how awful they all are and how they don't support him. And he says, F you and F you to every, basically does the guy at the Coming to America Mighty Sharp Shop.
Yes.
But then he's done and he turns to leave and it's too late. The plane is shut. Like, he can't get off. So he has to sit back down and then the guy next to him is just sitting there holding his finger up at his face across the aisle, just flicking him off and just staring at him. That's awesome.
So good. Well, and another great scene, we mentioned it, the first time that those two get intimate at her apartment. And
this is your classic, like, gross out scene in this kind
right.
of, it kind of tries to follow the Something About Mary type thing here.
Well, and it, what, it would be okay, but as soon as it happens, there's a knock on the door, and here come the parents.
There's also a dog coming and licking the spot on his pants.
Right. Which, honestly, I think kind of helps him a little bit, because now his pants would be wet from the drool.
Let him go and then play it off like that. That was
like,
his chance.
Man, this is all, there's a lot of drool here,
Yeah.
But that is, like you say, it's a good Something About Mary type situation where it's like, oh my God, like, how do you get out of this situation?
And it doesn't go well because she's clearly out of his league, and you got these fancy rich parents coming in, and he won't even stand up and shake their hand, and he kind of just,
how could you?
It just gets up and leaves, and in a weird way, crawling across the couch. So he's got some makeup to do after that.
Well, and the way he does do the makeup, he literally just tells her what happens, and
that's a good, so that's a great scene that I didn't write down. Yep. But so they're apart for a while because he thinks he blew it. It's over.
He did.
But
literally,
he goes to her and he tries to talk to her finally, and her friend Kristen Ritter is there, and he finally just says, I don't remember how he says it, but I went in my pants. I blew it. Yep. And her reaction, Kristen Ritter's reaction, is just priceless. And she's like, there's no way he'd lie about that. That's actually a great thing that he just said. You got to go get him. Like, it's what saves him. The honesty saved him, which is a great story.
And like his buddy, Mike Vogel, who plays Jack, tells him, it's a compliment. It's the ultimate compliment. Like, you
could try to play it off that
way.
So
hot that you could help yourself. And, I love when he's telling her that, because Kristen Ritter in the background, her mouth is just wide open.
Well, that's what I was talking about. Her reaction is awesome.
It's awesome. Well,
And
and
it looks so like it looks so like what's the word I'm trying to come up with? Real,
yeah,
like like she's not even acting, like she heard it for the first time.
right.
It's a great reaction.
It is, and I
Authentic was the word I was looking for.
I like Kristen Ritter. I think she's good in a lot of stuff, but she always plays a bitch, right?
Yeah,
And in this movie, she definitely has that side of her, but
but
she
this is where
is, yeah,
she's rooting for him.
she's in Kirk's corner
Yep. After
the
that, especially
whole time. The whole, even at the hockey game,
that's true.
she's in his corner. Like, she likes this guy and she's pulling for him, and she's a big reason why they get together in the end. So I really like her in this. I like her character in it. Yeah, it's really good.
All right. So the best scene in the movie is kind of a crossover to the other one. It's
Mm-hmm.
more people involved, but Kirk brings Molly to dinner at his house, and
Mm-hmm.
his mom and dad are there. His brother is there. His wife is there. There's another couple. There's all these people there. And one of the first things that Molly does is ask where the bathroom is.
Yes.
And so the dad points down the hall and tells her, and as she's walking away, he goes, "We don't flush number ones."
No.
So that's her first introduction.
Right. Well, and you have to understand that. Okay, so you have Kirk's ex-girlfriend Marnie, and
Yes.
they
And
have
she's
broken
there.
up.
She's with one of them.
And the reason she's there is because his family really likes her, and she just globs onto his family. So not only is she there, but she's there with her boyfriend, and they all love, like, his family. Just they emasculate and just neuter him at every turn. And so this is awesome because now he comes in with this absolute smoke show, and the look on his mom's face when she walks in the door, like that smile where her eyes aren't even open, and this huge stupid grin because her son's with this very pretty girl, and then he walks out to the pool and his brother is there, and Alice Eve comes out, and again, it was like Terry. It's just
Yeah. Who is this?
dumbfoundedness.
What are
Like,
you doing here? How do you
right.
belong?
Did you hit his car? Did you hit her car? Like, I mean, nobody can understand why this is happening. And of course, I love how Marty comes out of the pool house and she's like wrapped in a towel and got her swimsuit on, and she's
Acting
hot
sexy
shit.
before she sees the other girl.
Yeah, and then Alice Eve walks out, and of course she wraps the towel back around her, and it turned everything on its head.
So the
It was
brother,
just
they're
awesome.
all in awe of her, and they're like
Yeah,
trying to get her in the pool because
right.
like she's not wearing a swimming suit, and they're like, "Well, you could just wear your underwear. It's just like a swimming suit."
It
And so
covers all
this is
the
where she
important
really
stuff.
blows their mind and says, "Underwear would be fine if I were wearing any."
Right.
So
And then
that's
and
and
then
then he just
later
puts
on,
his head under the water.
and then later on when they're all having dinner, the brother Dylan is talking to the dad. Hey, Dad, how's it going? And oh, fuck it. Are you really not wearing any underwear? Like, this is probably 15, 20 minutes later, but it has been grinding in his mind about whether or not. And then Marty comes out and she's got this dress on, and then she sits down and tells her boyfriend, I'm not wearing any. I mean, they're trying so
And they don't
hard.
care. Nobody cares about her.
No,
And
no.
this isn't done yet either. So then you start talking about her job and how she can like plan weddings, and they ask her
Mhm.
what she would charge. She said, because what they're getting married, like, so what would you charge in this situation? She said, well, the standard fee would be about $50,000. And their reaction is just, fuck
Fuck
you.
you. Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's just great. But it all leads to even more, because then you end up with
Yes.
Slapshot Regatta.
Yes.
So down in the basement, you've got this made up hockey like goalie uniform
Goal.
out of like
Yep.
pillows and things, and the other guy's trying to score a goal on you. And so you've got the brothers doing it against each other, and the girls are down there watching, and of course Kirk actually does score, and then he also hits his brother in the nuts really bad and hurts him, and so he gets to leave like the hero. But that's a hilarious part of the scene too.
Yeah.
It's just
Right.
awesome.
Because this is the scene where everything with his family, who've done nothing but put this poor guy down, and Kirk is the essence of a beta, right? Like, he will always acquiesce to anything all the time, and now he's got this girlfriend she's gorgeous, but she's really nice, and she's giving him this confidence that he
And she's
should
egging him
have.
on, and she's like, Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
So that scene is just like you say, it's not just the pool scene when they first meet, it's the dinner and the slap shot regatta and the whole thing is awesome.
All right. So you got to pick between the two dinner scenes. Which one are you picking?
I which one did I write down here? I am going with She's Out of My League.
Me too.
I think it's because the other one, it's only Terry.
It's just not as much to it. It's
Right.
hilarious, but this one has so much going on
Yeah.
and more characters involved that it just brings the whole. It's like the centerpiece,
Right.
of the movie. Whereas the other ones, it's a really good scene,
hmm
but it's not
But
like.
this one, it's everybody's, just being so flabbergasted. It's just better. She's Out of My League.
All right. So we got lines next.
Yeah.
So what is a favorite line in the other guys?
And the other guys, I love when after the dinner and Terry's getting ready to leave, and he's only addressing Sheila, like, "Bye, Sheila. You're such a nice lady." And like Alan's trying to say goodbye. I don't think he heard me. See you later, Terry. Bye, Sheila. Like, I mean, it's just he is so enamored with this woman. It's just great.
I love Michael Keaton, and so I love his
Yes.
early line. I'm working here at Bed Bath and Beyond to put my son through school so he can explore his bisexuality and become a DJ.
And become a
I
DJ.
mean, they work so much into that there about a young kid who's like trying all this stuff and has no sense of direction, and of course, coming out of Michael Keaton, it's especially well delivered.
Well, and I'm just gonna stay with Michael Keaton. I mean, all the TLC
Yeah, the
lines
TLC lines.
with the no scrubs, the creep creep.
Don't go chasing
Um,
waterfalls.
yeah, ain't too proud to bang. I mean, the whole thing. And I don't understand the reference. Like, it's just great that they put that in there, and it's not. I don't feel like it's overdone. He just slips them in, and they're just perfect.
I love after Alan and Terry get split up because they got in trouble, so they're not working together. So is it which one's Mark Wahlberg? Alan?
No, Terry.
It's okay. So Terry's been on the traffic beat. And so
Yes,
he goes back and he's talking to Alan. He's like, the traffic guys, they're great guys. There's a guy that could pee in the urinal from 20 feet. You got to see it,
you
Alan.
gotta
You
see
got
it.
to see it. They're great guys.
Yes.
That might be my favorite line, actually.
Oh my god. Um, I like.
Because, like you said, he's so angry all the time, but he's like
Yeah.
so earnestly excited at this moment here, like to talk about that. It's like,
Right.
it just makes it even funnier.
So there's a scene where um Terry goes to see a Francine, and she's at the dance studio. And so he does he dances like a ballet dances. And after he leaves, Alan's like, "Hey, you're really good at that. I didn't know you could dance like that." He goes, "Yeah, I learned how to do it to make fun of a guy who danced in in middle school or high school or whatever." And Alan goes, "You learned to dance like that sarcastically?" And then later in the movie, when he's getting married to Francine, and the voiceover says that he also played the harp, which he learned how to do to make fun of another kid when he was growing up. So, I mean, he's learned how to do these extremely hard things sarcastically or
Yeah.
ironically. It's just, I think that's great.
I mentioned the bribes earlier, so there's a good
Mhm.
one by Steve Coogan where he's still kind of trying. He's like, they're like trying to figure out what to do in the plan. And he goes, I could give each of you 10 million. And he let me go. And he pauses. It's not a bribe.
It's not a bribe. It's not a bribe. Yeah. Um, so in the movie, one of the great gags in the movie is that Alan gets tricked into doing a desk pop, right?
Yeah.
So he shoots his gun at his desk. So he does that. Captain takes away his gun, gives him a wooden gun, and then he keeps fucking up so much that he ends up with just a rape whistle because he can't even have the wooden gun. So the scene where they go to talk the guy down from the ledge, the jumper, and Alan's line of, "Oh, look, he's flying," is just great. But then he follows it up by grabbing the whistle and just starts blowing his whistle because now there's a dead person on the ground. I just, the combination of the line and then blowing the whistle is one of my favorite things in either one of these movies.
All right. I don't really have any more. Um,
Well, I've got, yeah. And,
I
I
had I had the Bed Bath and Beyond was my favorite, but I think I might switch it now to the Traffic guys. I think that one's more
Okay,
fun.
sure. So should we go through our favorite line then? Which line wins between the two?
Well, we didn't do the She's Out of My League lines yet.
Oh, sorry, we haven't done that one yet? Oh,
No.
okay. Oh, because my best line is associated with something, so I haven't said it yet. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, I love so the friend Devin of the
Yes.
four guys. He's like the real. So Jay Baruchel's the nerd. He's the five, but he's got the hot girl.
Mhm.
Devin's the real nerd, but he's happily married and he's the best friend ever. He'll do anything, but he always refers to Disney references. And that's why I said it's a tale as old as time because he says it
Yes.
at the end. And he
Mhm.
also says song as old as rhyme. But he also says earlier, let's go on a magic carpet ride. And
Yes.
he's such a dork, but he's bought into it so fully that it's just great. And I love all his lines.
Yeah. Well, and again, with him, there's the scene where Kirk shaves his private area.
Yes.
And of course,
But he can't do
um,
it. So Devin does it for him.
Devin is outside the bathroom in the beginning, and he goes, "Are you doing one ball at a time, or are you working top to bottom?" I just think that's great. And then of course he goes in there and he's doing his thing, and I love how he blows on the trimmer, but then also blows on Kirk's
Oh, I got to clean it off.
junk too. Like, I mean,
But he's
that
also the
that is
romantic
great.
one too, because they're talking about fives and tens and ratings of people. And he
Yep.
goes, Kirk, if someone really loves you, then you are a 10.
Yeah. Right.
so,
Exactly.
so Devin he's the muted character, but he's got a lot of great lines.
Yep. I got at the Slapshot Regatta, when Kirk wins, and Dylan is just going crazy, like making up every excuse in the book for why he didn't win. And his dad yells at him. He goes, "Dylan, sportsmanship." And Dylan goes, "Fuck you." It's just great. Oh,
There's another one where one of the friends says, I was so excited. I came early. And then the other one looks at Kirk and goes, Hey,
yes.
Kirk, did you just come in your pants again?
Yes. Oh, there's a scene during the dinner after they everybody meets Alice Eve character, and I don't remember what came about, but they're saying somebody's funny, and I think Dylan goes, "Tell us a joke, Sinbad." What a great comedian to reference there.
I got just one more before my other main one.
Mhm.
So at the end, Kirk's telling everybody off. But before that, Stainer comes in and he's like pointing out all the flaws with
Yep.
everybody in the family. And he goes, Look at these guys. That one's pregnant. That guy's got hair in the front.
In the front of
Which
his
you need the
cap.
visual because he's wearing
Yeah.
a hat backwards, but there's hair coming down the middle of it, and it looks really
Yes.
bad. And just the way it's a visual joke, but
Yeah.
it's great. That
Well,
because he doesn't look say
and
that guy's got hair in the front.
and then Dylan gets pissed because he says about Dylan, and he tries to stand up and go after Stainer, but his seatbelt is buckled. So he gets thrown back into his seat. God dang it. Yeah, that was great. Oh
You got
God.
another one?
I'm gonna um yeah, I'm gonna wait until we got our I still have my favorite of both movies to come up.
Okay. Well, I've got so I mean I think underwear would be fine if I were wearing any. That's a great line and that's one of the most famous fronts probably, but I
Mhm.
love so Kristen Ritter, she doesn't have a huge part in the movie, but she's so memorable. There's a scene early where they're on a plane, her and Alice Eve, and the guy next to him is complaining about her being on her phone because it messes with the stuff.
Yes.
And she looks at him and goes, Are you a plane doctor? No? Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
And it's another one. You'll see that in memes too. It is
Yep.
so funny. And the way she says it is just perfect. And it just makes me laugh so hard. Are you a plane doctor?
Yes. Oh, that's
So I'm
awesome.
going to go with that one over, or that or the underwear one are like my two favorites.
Okay.
That's the
Well,
funnier line though.
mine goes back to, again, my favorite scene between the two movies, the pool at she's out of my league. And when Dylan, who is, I mean, the older brother, he's such a doofus, but he's asking all these questions like, did you hit her car? Why are you here? And he goes, are you a hooker? And somebody goes, Dylan. He goes, I mean, are you a prostitute? Like, that makes it better to call her a prostitute instead of a hooker. Oh, I love that guy in this movie so much. He is everything he says to me is pure gold.
So that was your favorite overall?
Overall, that was my
Okay.
favorite
Well, and
overall.
I'm going with the Plane Doctor one too. It's a stupid
Yeah,
joke, but it's hilarious.
yeah, it's good.
Okay. We'll get through the next ones quicker now, because
Yep.
that's kind of the deep dive of the movie there. So friendship is our next one. So you got Terry and Alan, who,
Mhm.
they're not friends at all at the start, but of course they're going to build up. And then you got the
The
four guys at the
partners,
airport. You got Kirk and Devin and
Stainer
Stainer and the fourth, the good
and
looking guy. What's his name?
Jack.
Jack.
Yep.
Um, so which one has the better friendship to you? Do you like the arc of becoming friends, or do you like the four close friends?
If you have a friend who's willing to shave your balls, that is the closest relationship you can possibly have. I'm
Yeah.
going Kirk and Devin.
Oh, so you're okay. I was just going to go with the foursome overall, but Kirk and
Oh,
Devin. I mean, I
well,
like
because
that's good.
Stainer's always. I mean, he's kind of mean to
But
Kirk
at the
sometimes.
end,
He's always standing up for him.
he does everything he possibly can to make this
He
work and
he
get them
does.
back together. And that's one of my favorite scenes too, because he is
It is.
working his butt off to get them back together. So he's the biggest idiot, the biggest jerk. But
Yes.
those four guys are always got each other's back, and I love that. And it just reminds me
Right.
more of like my own group of friends. So
Well, and the way, like you say, with Stainer, like how he orchestrates the whole thing. Like he's got Devin gets the ticket for her. They walk right in. He got Kristen Ritter to get her there. And then when he can't get to the plane on time, he has Jack go out and disable the plane or whatever the hell he did. So that was really cool the way Stainer was able to orchestrate all of it. But Devin is all to me of those four. Like Devin's always the guy on his side, always cheery,
oh,
always
that's
happy,
great.
always yeah.
I
So
love it.
I'm
And you're
I'm
right.
going with those
He
two.
he shaved him.
Mhm.
All right, our next category is best needle drop. So both
Yes.
of these movies are filled with great music, and sometimes at really good, opportune times too.
Yes.
Um, do you want me just run through the ones I wrote down, or
Yeah, if you wanna run through and then save your best.
okay? So for the other guys,
Mhm.
the contenders that I wrote down would be the Foo Fighters' "My Hero" plays
Yep,
when Danson and Highsmith, which is Samuel L. Jackson and The Rock, at the
yep.
beginning are looking like heroes, but then they jump off a building like hero, but then that's when they die. So it's funny.
Aim for the bushes.
It flips it around.
Yep.
You got Terry or Alan playing LRB, the Little River Band, reminiscing in the car for Alan.
Yep.
You got Season of the Witch by Donovan after they get demoted, and you show Alan drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade, and I love that song, and that's
Mhm.
really good part. Against All Odds plays when they reunite in Terry's apartment. That's
Yep.
good. And then there's a big shootout at the end. You got the Icky Thump by
That
um,
one's really good. Yep.
the White Stripes.
Mhm.
So a lot of good ones. And She's Out of My League. So it's actually famous for the Blackhawks, right? But they play Chelsea Dagger by the Fratellis at the hockey game,
Mhm.
which is great
Yep.
because that's
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 awesome.
like a hockey song.
Yep.
But that also then ties right into the song "Over My Head" by the Fray, which shows like a little montage of them out on dates, getting to know each other.
Oh, yep.
So it's the whole
Yep.
thing is really nice. There's another montage. Well, maybe that's not a montage because "She's So High" by Tal Bachman is the montage
Mhm.
where they show her old boyfriend flying at first, but then it's
Yep.
those two dating and walking the dog, and they're starting to really get close.
Yep.
You have Stainer plays in a
Hall
Hall
and
and Oates
Oates.
cover band called
Yes.
Adult Education, and then he gets to play at the 21st birthday for Alice Eve's sister, and he plays Adult Education there.
Mhm.
And then finally, the song "Cold Hard Bitch" by Jet plays at the end when they get off the plane and
Yes.
everybody's chasing because they're so mad at Kirk for what he said because the plane never got to leave.
Right.
So he does get out of there, but they're running through the airport. Marnie is chasing him because she's so mad. And
Yep.
so those are our contenders. Lots of great songs, lots of great moments. Which one would you pick?
Well, I've got, let me see. Yeah, Cold Hard Bitch that was awesome. I've got one other one in, the other guys that you didn't mention. I've got,
Oh, okay.
I'm a Bee from, Black Eyed Peas. The scene where they go to get really drunk in the bar and you keep seeing them in different situations. Like at one point, Alan is biting a priest and then he's peeing off of a pool table.
That's
So
good.
I thought that was pretty good, but you hit on all of the other ones that I had.
And what was your favorite?
And well, my favorite, I don't think you said. My
Oh, so you
favorite
do have another one.
of the two movies, I don't think you mentioned it. I'm going with "Use Me" by Bill Withers. It's the song that she puts on the first time they make out.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
like, I mean, that's a makeout song, so
It's
you
more of a
know it's
background
on.
song, so that's why I didn't write it down. But yes, it's very good for the moment and everything.
Because it's like that comes on, and you know, oh,
Sexy.
things are gonna get steamy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The needle
All right.
dropped, and then the needle went up as well. So,
All right. Well,
yeah,
I picked Cold Hard Bitch. I love
that's
it.
a good one.
It's
Yeah,
that's a really fun scene, and it fits so well. And it's just a manic thing going on there, and
perfect.
the song fits awesome. So
That would have been my
so
second choice,
so we both
the
picked
cold hard
She's Out
bitch.
of My League there.
Yes, we did.
Okay. You mentioned the Prius earlier. Both of these movies, this is a great comparison. They both have
Yeah,
a shitty car.
yeah.
So the Prius, which isn't really a shitty car at first, but it gets
No,
abused and becomes,
it
yeah.
does. Soup
But
kitchen.
Kirk's car in She's Out of My League is a neon, and it is a piece of crap neon. I
Not
mean,
even
this
the
is
people that
2010.
make the neon like the neon.
Yeah, and this is 2010, so I think the neon was kind of already ran its course too. It's pretty old. But the category is worst car, but like however you want to do it. Which car are you picking?
The worst car is the neon. I mean, the Prius is brand new, and it
Yeah, that's
keeps
true.
coming back for more over and over again. Doesn't matter what's going on. Doesn't matter if it gets shot. Doesn't matter if there's a soup kitchen orgy in there. Doesn't matter. That car just keeps coming back for more. The neon, I think, if you breathed on it wrong, would fall apart. So
So I guess you
the
could say the
neon's,
Prius is a more versatile car then.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. So
All
I'm
right.
taking Kirk's neon as the worst car.
I picked the neon too. I mean, it's a pretty easy pick, but it was fun to see that that was a theme in both
Yeah.
movies was the crap car.
Yep. Yep.
But even before the Prius is crappy, they all make fun of him for it though. I mean,
Right.
it's not a cool
Oh, for
car.
sure.
Like
Did it come with the
it
dental dam?
yeah, see, it's already a thing. Okay, now we got a big one. So we're
Yes.
not objectifying, but that's what these movies are. They're talking about a woman who is way out of the reach of somebody else, and it's a big theme in the movie. So what is your better eye candy in this movie? Do you go for Eva Mendes or Alice Eve?
Oh, I can't take Jeff Stoltz. Foot long. Can you? Okay, so you don't make up your own call sign, and his call sign. Somebody gave him the call sign of foot long. I mean, so that's pretty awesome. Okay, so on this one, I mean, Ava Mendes is on my laminated card. I mean,
Okay,
I've loved
well,
her in Training Day, Stuck on You, Hitch, this obviously. And she is amazing, but she is a smaller part. And I found myself, and I find myself coming back to watch She's Out of My League because of how unbelievably hot Alice Eve is in this movie.
and she's in most of the movies. That's a really good point.
She is. She's in most of the movie. She's the point of the movie, whereas Ava Mendes isn't. She's great when she's in it, and I love her. But holy
That's a
cow,
great
Alice
point.
Eve.
I picked Alice Eve too because I
Yeah.
like her better. But that's a better reason why is that you're going to get more of her by watching that movie.
Right. Yep.
And it's when
And there's scenes where she's, I mean, there's,
well,
she's
when they
down to her
both
underwear.
strip
And,
down, that's
yeah.
something else.
Well, and again, that's a great part of the movie too, because you see just how skinny and
Yeah, he's got like
frail.
the concave chest and
Oh,
no
it's so
muscular
good.
features
None
and a
whatsoever.
hard 10 right there across from him
Right there.
in
Right
every
there.
way.
Yep. Oh.
We had sports scenes in both movies. So we had a Knicks game in
Yep.
the other guys, and in She's Out of My League, you have a Penguins game, which is like a double
Yep.
date. Which one would you pick here?
I'm
I
a
get my
hockey guy.
turn. I'm picking the
Oh,
Penguins game.
yeah.
It just there's more to it. And the Knicks game is short and it's fun, and you got the cameos, but the Penguins game is more of the plot, and
Right.
there's better lines and there's better music playing during it. You got Chelsea Dagger, I love.
Yep.
So yeah, I just think it's a more integral part of the movie, and that's why I like it. But you're a hockey guy.
I'm a hockey guy. I agree with everything you said, but on top of it, I'm a hockey guy. So I'm taking the Penn Isles.
All right. Best use of Lindsay Sloan. So she's not a big time actress, but you probably have seen her in things.
Oh, yeah.
So she's the one crossover. And the other guy, she plays Terry's ex, Mark Wahlberg's old girlfriend. She's a ballerina. And in She's Out of My League, she is Marnie, who's, again, if you want to see her, she's in most of the movie. She's
Yep.
Kirk's ex-girlfriend, who's also dating somebody in his family. Where do you like her character better as an actress?
Well, I'm gonna go kind of the same thing with the eye candy. I mean, she's a bigger part in she's out of my league. I like the part she plays. I like that she's just this bitch who, you know, doesn't want anything to do with Kirk, and then as soon as he starts dating Alice Eve, then she comes crawling back, and she has just more stuff in this, and I think it's better. And if you know you're a fan of Minneapolis, Minnesota sports, Marty Gellner is awesome. I love Marty Gellner, so she's named Marnie, so I'm
Wow.
gonna take Marnie.
I picked her too, not because she's in it more, but just because she's funny. I mean, this is a good role for her. Like, she's great at it.
Yeah,
She's this manic, kind of weird, crazy girl. She's a little too buttoned up in the other one, although she's good in it.
she's
Um,
good in it. Yeah,
so
there's nothing wrong
she's
with
a
it, but she
good
just doesn't have a
comedic
big of.
actress, though, and so
Mhm.
that's why I picked her for this one.
Yep, I totally agree.
So if I'm looking at this right, I told you before we started, mine was really lopsided,
Yep.
and I think we picked the same movie in every category, didn't we?
I had the other guys in the first two, the script and the cast, and everything
Oh,
else.
the script. That's the only one we differed on. I
Oh, yep.
picked yeah.
So I picked two for the other guys. You picked one, right?
So
Just the
we both
cast.
that's it. I picked cast.
Yeah.
Um, I
Yep.
picked She's Out of My League for everyone, and you picked it for everyone to accept that.
Yep.
Doesn't mean it's that much better. It doesn't mean it's better at all. Like, you could
Mm.
say that you still like the other guys better overall if you want.
Well,
But
based
it
on
was
the
interesting.
categories.
It
Yeah.
was interesting to compare them and see the lopsided win by awards.
Right. I mean, if one of the categories was most Chechen mobsters, I mean the other guys would have, you know, taken
But there
that
weren't
one.
any in the other movie.
Right. That's true. That's true.
I mean,
Uh,
everything we did have a place in
I
both
I
movies.
agree. I agree. But and for me, like I've seen the other guys more. Um, I think I like it a little bit more. I think, um, but I mean, it just shows that
I think the point
the other one's
is,
just as good.
She's Out of My League is the smaller movie, the more unknown
Mhm.
movie. But if you missed it, if you didn't see it, the point we're making here is it's great and you should watch it.
Got a lot of great stuff in it.
Yeah.
Really does. So yeah, please go check it out, see what you think of it, because it's awesome.
All right. So both of these movies have a very strong theme of a woman who's out of the league of another guy. They just
Mhm.
don't seem to add up. Like, Mark Wahlberg seriously cannot see how these two belong together and add up. Of course, nobody thinks Kirk belongs with Molly. So there are some pretty famous examples of couples that just don't add up. And we're picking whoever we want today. These could be fictional things, like
Mhm.
you could pick Alan and Eva Mendes, whatever,
Mhm.
Sheila. You could pick them. Or you can make real life couples too that just, like, how did they get together? How does that work?
Right.
And TVs, movies, whatever. So Gifford gets the first pick.
Oh man, this is tough because I got some pretty good ones in here. Um, I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Leonard and Penny from Big Bang Theory
Well, see, no, I didn't
because
even think of that one, and that's a great one.
because you've got Sheldon and Amy, they make sense, and Bernadette
Right.
and Howard, they're both scientists, they make sense. Penny and Sheldon, I mean, she doesn't have anything like she doesn't like anything things that he likes, and vice versa. Like it's just none of it made any sense. So
That's a
I,
great one, and I don't know why I didn't come across that one when I was thinking about it. But that's a perfect one to start with. Much the same type of story as the movies we just talked about. All right, I'm going to go with what the first one I thought of, which I think is the most famous example of when we were younger. Julia Roberts and Lyle Lovett.
okay,
How did Julia Roberts and Lyle Lovett end up together? He was one of the ugliest men people thought ever, and she's coming off a Pretty Woman, and it just made no sense, and nobody good. And it's
I'm
still
going.
referred to this day, as far as I know.
And I'm going with Stainer's judgment on this. I mean, this was when she was early in her
Oh,
career.
musician.
He was doing well in his. He's a musician, so you can always jump quite a few more spots in that
Yep.
regard. So I'm kind of with Stainer on this one.
No, I get it, but yeah, I mean, people still talk about that couple,
Oh, right.
even though
Yeah.
they didn't last, but it didn't make
No,
sense. What's your next one?
no. All right. Let's see here. Who do I want next? All right. I think I'm going to go with tonight's subject. I'm going Kirk and Molly from She's Out of My League. Um, Kirk's a great guy. He absolutely is. Molly is so unbelievably nice. That's the part that I'm not buying, right? I mean, she's a lawyer, she's a party planner, she's highly successful. She's been around the block, right? She knows what kind of unbelievable guys she can get. Not all great looking guys are dicks either. I mean, look at me. So I think that just doesn't I just don't that one just doesn't make sense. And Kirk is such, you know, kind of a soft spoken, doesn't really go after anything. It has no confidence, you know. Yeah, he's funny, makes her laugh, but I just don't think there's enough there. That one just never added up to me.
All right, I'm going with another real life one. This one's a current one that I learned of a few months ago. I think they're still together, as far as I know. I looked it up and I didn't see anything that changed it. And this one was one that just blew my mind and disappointed me at the same time. So, speaking of my laminated list, maybe at the top of that would be Elizabeth Hurley. She is just a
Oh
goddess.
yeah.
But she apparently has been or is still with Billy Ray Cyrus. And I don't like that. And I don't think that works.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Well, that's
Oh
what I'm
my
saying.
god.
It was a mind-blowing thing when I saw it, and I knew she was with somebody I didn't like, and I had forgotten, so I had to look it back up, and I'm like, "Oh,
Oh
yeah,
my
Billy
god.
Ray Cyrus. That is not okay."
I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Yeah.
That's awful.
So that's a good pick then.
That should have been the number one. That
Again,
that
he's a
should be
musician.
yeah, but he's not. Like he's not big, he's not hot, he's not I don't whatever. That's a great pick. Yeah, I'm gonna vote for your list just based on that. Okay. All right. Let's see here. I am gonna go. God, there's some good ones on here. You know, I'm gonna go with a couple that's been together a lot of years. I'm gonna go with Homer and Marge.
Oh,
I
interesting.
He is such adult, doesn't care about anything other than getting drunk. And Marge is always so sweet and nice. And I just never quite figured out how that all works. So yeah, I'm going Homer and Marge.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm sticking with my real life theme here. So this is
Okay.
one that when this guy got famous, so he's an athlete, he's a quarterback, and he came out of nowhere and he got really famous and he won the Super Bowl and they kept showing his wife in the stands and everybody's like, "Oh my god, that's his wife?" And it's me, whatever. But Kurt and Brenda Warner,
Yeah.
she was not received well. Maybe that was obviously not very nice. She might have been a lovely lady, but she was not received well when we saw her in the stands. She had that really short haircut and it was
Yeah.
just not, you
Well,
know.
you have to remember he was bagging groceries at one point. So I mean
No,
that
I
there
know.
was a big turn. There was a
But
big turn in that relationship.
I
Yeah.
remember very well that season, and she was on all people talk about Taylor Swift being on too much. They showed
Hmm.
this woman
Oh, right.
so much. It was like, okay,
Yep.
enough.
Yep. I totally agree. Yeah. She was over oh yeah, on the screen way too much. All right, I'm gonna go with one that was really short-lived, and made no sense to me and kind of, yeah, it was just dumb.
Oh, I
I'm
know what you're
going
gonna
with,
pick.
Joey and Rachel.
Yeah, that was gonna be one of my I just saw it on my list here, like, that'll be one of my next picks.
Why even
Thank
do
you for
that? Why
picking it.
try to
No,
force that in there?
it was the worst thing
Just
the show ever did, and it just
just
still
dumb.
makes me mad.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yep.
Here's another one, well, no, I'm gonna go with a movie here now. This one's a little different. This is a little off the board. It's a smaller movie, but it's an actor everybody knows. Ryan Gosling and a real doll. Did you see the movie Lars and the Real Girl?
No, I did not.
Have you not even heard of it?
I've heard of it, but I've not seen it.
Oh, okay. It's actually a really good movie. It's very sweet.
Okay.
Like the story is like, but he's a guy who falls in love for a real doll and carries her around like it's his girlfriend, and
Mhm.
he's Ryan Gosling too.
Right, it was
Um,
Ryan Gosling.
it's really good movie, but
Yeah.
clearly it doesn't add up. I mean, that shouldn't work.
Yeah.
She's not real.
No, she is not real, and he is Ryan Gosling. Good point. It's a good pick. All right. I am going to go. I'm going to go Sam and Diane. To me, that just
Oh.
never made any sense to me. She's such a stuck up snob. Honestly, it's just, I think because he couldn't have her, that's why he wanted her. But I mean, yeah, that one was just brutal.
All right. That's a good one because yeah, why would he like her? And after all that
Right.
they All right, my last one, it's actually not the next on my list, but I'm going to pick this one because I think people would recognize it more. Billy Madison and that Veronica Vaughn.
Ah,
Speaking of no reason whatsoever for a person to have any interest in another guy, that's one.
he's rich. His family's rich. That's why
That's not why
he's
that
gonna
is
get
not why.
he's gonna get all that money, and she's banking on it.
That has
I went
nothing to do with it.
I went Happy in Virginia. Happy Gilmore
Yeah,
and
well, that
Julie
one makes
Bowen.
more sense to me because he's not playing such an imbecile. He's more normal.
He's he's
He's just a
pretty
spaz. He's
he's a pretty big spaz. And he's not rich. Not yet. But
well,
I
he's
was
gonna be.
gonna write down I thought of or actually Courtney mentioned Billy Madison, but I'm like, he's gonna get all that money
No,
and she's
that
banking
is
on it.
not why they're together. So
I saw a
okay,
saying the
what?
other day that I absolutely loved. It said if I had $1 for every woman that found me unattractive, eventually they'd find me attractive. I think that's a wonderful saying.
All right, you get to pick another one now. We got to fill out a third list.
What else do I have here? I have got so you brought up Kurt Warner, which sprung to mind for me. Christian Ponder and Sam Ponder, because boy, his career went in the crapper in a hurry, and she just like blew up. So that one was pretty good.
All right,
So yeah,
we're
I'd
picking a
go.
third list here.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them on the third list because
Okay,
I think that's a great pick.
I'm going to make my next highest one here, which depending on our listeners' interests, they might not know or care, but Harry Potter and Ginny. If you spend 7 books
Hmm,
reading about this all-time iconic character, and Ginny Weasley that he ends up with, it's just she's just boring. Like there's nothing there to put them together. It just she's nice, fine, but it doesn't. There's not enough to put that together. Like I
sure.
didn't like it.
Well, and I saw
It
like you
felt
got
very
Hermione.
forced. Like, oh, we have to put him with
Yeah,
somebody. So or it's his best friend's sister. What else are you gonna do? It's like okay, whatever.
right. Yep. Yeah, and I saw a few in there, but like I don't know Harry Potter that well, so I didn't write any of them down.
Next,
Um, Next on the list for me, I would say I'm gonna go Ray and Deborah Barone. Everybody loves Raymond. He's such a idiot mama's boy, and Deborah. I mean, she put her career on pause. She was a very good professional woman. Why would you fall for that idiot? Like I never got that.
all right. I got a couple I like left here, but I get one more pick. Jerry and Gail Gergich from Parks and Rec. Jerry and Christy Brinkley,
Oh
which
my god,
that's like one of the best examples we've said all night, but it's not as well known, unless you watch the show.
that is a
Again,
great one.
nobody can understand it. And then, of course, he has the three hottest daughters in the world on top of it. And he is the most
Mhm.
bumbling, just idiot ever.
Yep. That's a great one. I've got another one from that show, but I will not say it for this list. The last one, this is the last pick, right?
Yep.
Um, I'm going Ted and Robin from How I Met Your Mother. Like, I mean, she's a career
What?
driven woman. She's going to go do her thing. She's, to me, Barney and her kind of made more sense. They just didn't take enough time for each other. I don't know why Robin's going to take time for Ted. Like, that just, yeah.
Because
I
she loves him. Because they loved each other right away.
She didn't love him right away. She would have stuck with him then.
I don't
I
know.
I don't like how they. Maybe it's because I'm so pissed at that final season.
Well, yeah, you have a different view then because of that. But
Yeah.
all right, I got a few more here.
Okay.
I wanted to pick Heidi Klum's Seal. I didn't have room.
Oh,
You
a
know.
musician.
Yep. Adam Sandler and Salma Hayek in Grown
Uh-huh.
Ups, which I don't really care for the movie, but and these guys
That's a good one.
always and so then Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron in the Long Shot is the
The
movie.
Long Shot. Okay, yep.
Pete Davidson and anybody, Emily
Anybody.
Ratajkowski, Kate Beckinsale, Ariana Grande. It's like, okay,
Well, if there's if
yeah, the
you know if
rumor.
it's about making women laugh, making the ladies laugh, he's got that going for him. And then yeah, the rumor of what else he's packing might
Footlong.
be a good indication. Yes, he was the real footlong.
I got 3 more here.
Yep.
Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. That never made any sense to me because
Yeah.
of just
Right.
lots of things. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. That guy is ugly and she's
Oh
much
yeah, that's a
better.
good one.
And then
Yeah.
one of my all-time favorite movies, I love these two together, but in the movie Rear Window, James Stewart, he's like 46, he's an older guy, and Grace Kelly is his like girlfriend. She's 24 years old.
Mhm.
And I love them. They're great. And I never really thought that hard about the age difference, but like how did they get together? Like what's the deal here? Um it's great. I love them and that's why I wouldn't pick it on my list, but the age difference is interesting in that one.
Yes. Okay. All right, I got a few extras here. Alan and Sheila from tonight's other guys. Sandy and Danny from Greece.
Ah,
That just never really made a whole lot of sense. Ross and Emily from Friends. That stupid one. Really dumb. Anakin and Padme from Star Wars. I don't know. Maybe because he was just such an annoying character. Um, Jess and Nick from The New Girl never made any sense to me. Mike and 11 from Stranger Things. I don't know if it's just because all those guys are such dorks, but
that seems
that
kind
just,
of like a Harry Potter and Ginny one where it's like kind of
yeah,
forced just because they're there.
you got to have something. Yeah, there's got to be
I
a
kind of
romance.
agree with that one.
Yeah.
That makes up for your Ted and Robin one.
Two short lived here. Kelly and Daryl from The Office. I mean, I don't know why anybody would go after Kelly because she's so high
Well,
strung
or
and
Kelly and BJ Ryan, whatever his name is.
yeah,
They don't make
yeah,
sense
BJ
either.
Novak, yeah,
BJ
Ryan,
Novak,
yeah.
Ryan, that's it.
And then Tom and Ann from Parks and Rec. I like yours better,
No, I almost put
but
that one down, but it was so short lived,
it
and
was very short lived.
but they were together long enough that it was implied that they probably did like have relations and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and no, that one is not a good couple either. I
Yeah.
guess you have to believe that she was just really, really desperate and looking for something different.
Right. Yeah. And it's a smaller town. They don't have that big of a,
That's a good one though too.
circle. And
I'm
then
glad
the
you brought it up.
last one I have is Doug and Carrie from King of Queens. I never really watched the show, but, Lisa Remini, pretty, good looking lady. And then you got Kevin James. It just never made any sense to me. So just another
Yeah,
case where you got, a very, very good looking wife and, a less than average husband. I like Kevin James. Kevin, don't come after me, but that just never made sense to me.
right.
So,
Okay. Well, that was fun. We had a good time.
yes,
Hopefully,
it
you had a good
was,
time listening.
yeah, I think they did. I think they had a great time.
Hopefully, you learned something new, and maybe you enjoy the movies like we do, or we'll go find one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, what do we got going on next week?
Next week, we are going to get into TV, and we're
Mm-hmm.
going to talk about a great show that came out in 2009,
Yep.
but was really hitting its stride, and that is Modern Family.
Yes.
And we're going to have Pete back on with us too. It's kind of his
That's
pick. He kind of
correct.
shoehorned his way into it, and which is great because it's a great pick.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so you get all three of us.
It'll be a good one. Yeah. So please make sure to come back for that one. Hey, Brad,
Yeah.
do you know which band's groupies include Dirty Mike and the Boys?
Preacher Row.
That is correct. And their favorite song of theirs is always Soup Kitchen. So another great song by Preacher Row.
All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.